Hey guys, morning. As I'm recording this, it's January 1st, 2025. It's about 8:30. Well, we made it, guys. 2024 is over, and the world is your oyster. Huh? We've got a whole new 12-month calendar with a clean slate. Start fresh, right? Right? Take care of that New Year's resolution. Those brand new set of goals you got set for yourself that you gotta go to the gym and get that six pack and get rid of that cellulite so you can be ready for spring, right? Have your swimsuit body. Well, I just want to talk about a little bit about how I keep seeing on the news and social media about people giving up, especially with work. Nobody wants to work. Everybody's lazy. I think what's more of what's going on is younger people are stopping. They're not listening to the older people anymore. Because my generation, Generation X, we were pretty rebellious. However, our parents, at least for the most part, parents did well for themselves. They had economic boom. They lived through a time when you could have one job and buy things and have things and still go places and vacation off of a one income family. Or even, and if you had two incomes, whoa, you were the Joneses that everyone else had to keep up with, right? It's not like that anymore. People are having you get two parent homes where they need four incomes just to survive. Both parents have two jobs. Or you have single people huddling up in an apartment and they're all paying as much as they possibly can to live, you know, 4 or 5 deep in a one bedroom apartment. And struggling, because that's what we're told we're supposed to do. Go out there in society and contribute, work, go get a job for an hourly wage, do what you got to do during the week, and in return, you'll get money. You can spend your weekends how you want, right? But that's not the case anymore. You don't get enough money to do that. You get enough money to pay the minimums on your credit, to pay the minimum on your car note. And then you got to do the other jobs so that you can get enough money to eat. And maybe go to a music festival once a year that you have to finance a ticket for. you know? And the younger generation is starting to realize that that's not a great deal. That maybe we don't want to do all that for that. How about we just do what we want instead? I jumped around from job to job quite a bit early in my career and late in my career as a maintenance technician. The first 2 years and then the last 2 years, and both for the same reason. And I want to just let everybody know that I don't think it's a good idea to stay somewhere where you're not appreciated. And I don't mean, you get your feelings hurt every now and then because someone makes a bad remark. No, if you're constantly being told that everything you do and say is wrong, while simultaneously still being expected to do what everyone else is doing, and while simultaneously producing, like if you're at a job, your employer, the owner is making a profit and business is booming, but your supervisor is telling you that you suck at everything all the time and you're the one that makes his life hard and this and that. Well, where's the evidence of that? Wouldn't the owner of the company tell the supervisor that, hey, this guy is not no good? Things like that. If you're around a group of people who just, for whatever reason, whether it's your family, your friends, where you're at and at work, It's time to start thinking about making a change. If you want to be successful, be around people who are where you want to be. Surround yourself with smarter people than you who appreciate your time and presence. If you're around people who are always putting you down, telling you you're wrong, you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to keep bumping your head up against a wall, brick wall, and wondering why you can't, why nothing's, why the whole world seems like it's against you. Location, location, location. So, before you give up, before you decide I'm just going to do what I'm told, go back to work and, you know, what is that? Go back to the grind. Take a minute. Take some time to think about, what do you want? What does the person in the mirror really want out of life? And do it. Don't quit your job and go broke and go into debt and risk being homeless, but just start your plan. Start your exit strategy. Start doing what you want to do. If you want to be a writer, write something. If you want to be a filmmaker, guess what? The device you're watching me on probably has a camera. Make your film. I want it to be all of those things. And in my head, I thought, oh, I'll wait for the perfect time. I'll wait. I'm going to read this book and I'll be a better person because I'll get better at it. Then I'll make the movie, or then I'll write that story. Thinking about it doesn't change anything. Doing it. Once I started to do things, then you get a basis for comparison. Comparing yourself to others is pointless. It's absolutely pointless. Don't compare yourself to others and what they're doing in their lives. Now, we all need a point of reference, and we all have to sort of gauge our moment, or our movement, our progress. But don't use others as that metric. If you need somebody to compare yourself to, compare yourself to the person you were 6 months ago, the person you were last year. That is where you'll get, I get chills just thinking about that, because last year I was a pretty resentful person. Last year around this time, 20 years of getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, going out and doing a list of, solving problems. That's what I did as a maintenance technician. You just solve other people's problems all day long. Most people are upset about it. And the person I was last year is who I compare myself to. And I've made a lot of progress towards, being a less angry person, being a more grateful person. I'm earning considerably less money than I was last year per hour. But I'm so much wealthier in life, just life. I'm surrounded by family now. Whether it's good or bad, the good days and the bad days. I'm getting to know my parents again, my mother. I didn't know. As a child, you don't know your parents. You getting to know my family personally, on a personal level. I've reconnected with my sister. She's doing well. Like, all of us are doing so much better compared to the people we were last year. It's only when we compare ourselves to others that we start to feel down. Start to feel, well, so-and-so that I went to school with, they got a house and kids, like, they're doing great. I'm only doing this. Like, he's driving a big truck. I don't have this, or I don't have. No, don't do that. You don't know what that person has. That person, that person has that big fancy house, but they got a big fancy mortgage too. And you don't know how stressful it is for that person to make that mortgage. Are they happy with that mortgage? Is that person happy with that $700 a month truck payment? You know. So, just be kind to yourselves. Don't quit, right? And then also don't think, okay, if I just get this, life will be easier. If I just get to this point, everything will be okay. Life goes on from every vantage point you get to, right? There's never going to be a time when when bad things can't happen. Okay, life doesn't get easier, you get stronger. Okay? Say that again. Life does not get easier. You become stronger. Right? Emotionally, mentally, hell, even physically. Because I can tell you what, it takes a lot of physical effort to drag yourself out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning when it's 35 degrees outside, and you already know that check you're going to get at the end of the week, it's not going to cover. It's not going to cover the rent. Or it'll cover the rent, but you're going to not be able to eat. And so Friday after work, when you're looking at that check in your hand, or you're looking at your bank profile with that direct deposit, and you got to make that life decision. Hey, do I go and eat? Do I go buy some groceries? And then call the landlord and say, hey, I'm going to be late? Or do I pay the rent? And go to a friend's house and try to get something. See, it takes a lot of strength, a lot of emotional strength, physical strength, just resilience to be able to keep moving forward. That's what you got to do, though. Keep moving forward. Okay. So, just going to wrap things up here. As crazy as the last year was, don't think for a second that 2025 is going to be any less crazy. You are going to be more resilient to the bullshit. Okay? You have a whole year of madness to reference on the internet. Hey, you know what? This is too much. You can tell yourself. This tune out, Stop letting the person in the TV get you all riled up, mad about something you have nothing to do with. Focus on yourself. Focus on the people around you that you love and care about, and life will get better. And not because it's getting easier, but because you made a conscious decision to make it better. That's the only way things are going to ever get better. So, with that, just like to send a big hello to everybody out there. Hope you're doing well. Happy 1st of January, 2025. Oh, and stop eating sugar. Sugar's going to make you old. But if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I am Chris, and I will see you next time.